Today, it's the new year, so we're making progress on the paver section, breaking up hard ground and hauling it away with the dump truck. Welcome back to the job site. For those new here, I'm transforming my garden into an RC construction site. While we do that, in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about my plans for 2026 and lay out the roadmap of content you can expect over the coming months. I'll even cover a bit about my journey on YouTube. So to kick things off, let's take it back a few months to when I started this channel. I had just bought an RC excavator as my only construction vehicle. I quickly realized I needed some more vehicles to go along with it and picked up a loader, a dump truck, and a bulldozer, the cheapest of them all. Since starting, I've gotten a decent amount of work done. We started by cleaning out weeds and digging out the foundation for pavers against this first wall. We needed a place to put all that dirt, so we put up a wall to keep the dirt in and made our first road so the beginnings of the construction site took shape. This next stage is necessary, but a bit challenging. We've hit a significant productivity snag. The ground under this window is exceptionally rocky and compact, so much so that this excavator with the bucket cannot break through, and we have to switch to the rock breaker to make any progress. This has slowed things down quite a bit. For some context, it takes about 45 minutes or so to break up about a foot worth of compact dirt and haul it away in the dump truck, and that isn't including the time it takes when weeds get in the way and have to be dug up and ripped out. So this brings me to the first goal in Q1 of 2026, which is to finish digging out the paver foundation, put up the first board of each enclosing wall, and put in the decorative rocks and pavers. This will brighten up this area quite a bit and frame the construction site nicely into the future. That work will likely be done by hand, not with RC construction vehicles. I just don't have the kind of equipment to make that work with the time I have in this time frame. I plan on filming the whole project so you can see that coming up soon. The next goal I'd like to have done in Q1 of 2026, which I haven't told anyone about, is a 3D printing project. I've been designing and printing a fully functioning RC-sized trommel screener to be used at the construction site. One of the future goals has to do with sorting and filtering different sized rocks and dirt, so this is a necessary step. Here's a sneak peek of what I've got so far, but fingers crossed we can finish up the design and construction of it before the end of March. That brings us to Q2 2026. This is where I start to get really excited. My first goal is to make my first hydraulic RC purchase at the start of Q2 in April. I'm not going to spoil just yet which model I'm thinking of, but I'd love to hear your guesses in the comments below. I'm not even going to give a teaser of it, so you just have to subscribe so you don't miss out when I do announce it. The second goal of Q2 2026 is to have the construction site fully cleared of weeds and the layout fully planned for what is going on. I need a spot for the trommel, different material bays, I want to build a bridge and a tunnel and a bunch of other things. I can't wait to unveil them all to you. It's going to be super sweet. The final goal for Q2 is to organize my garage a bit better to fit all the remote control cars I've been getting. I've kind of been getting by with this little corner using my table saw and makeshift workbench as storage areas, but it's getting cramped fast. With the addition of the hydraulic model, it will definitely be time to think about a more permanent storage solution. I'd love to incorporate a little cart that I can drive out and bring all my vehicles out to where I'm working that day. I think that'd be really cool. Which brings us to Q3 and the hottest summer months, June, July, and August. I'm not gonna lie, I can say all I want right now in the cool 65-degree weather, but here in South Florida, it is hot and humid and miserable from June until mid-October, so I will likely not be doing any big projects outside unless absolutely necessary. So one of my goals for Q3 is to start expansion of the construction site. I've got a bit more real estate with these unkempt flower beds. The previous owner had stones in this area. I've already ripped up a bunch of them, but this is where the trommel comes in. We need to excavate all the stones, put them through the trommel, and sort everything. Long term, I want to turn this again into a flower area with some small seasonal bushes or flowers, but it involves clearing the foundation and starting from scratch. And that may sound like a pretty big project, but trust me, I'm not doing any digging with the shovel. These RCs are going to handle it all. The end of Q3 in September is when this channel will be hitting the 1-year mark. This is going to be super exciting for me, and the next goal for Q3 is to have my channel reach 1,000 subscribers and be fully monetized. This community is already growing way faster than I would have expected in just the first few months, so thank you all for supporting me in my RC projects. The third goal for Q3 is to have my first custom 3D printed and powered attachment for the excavator. I've got some cool ideas for things we can design and 3D print for this little thing, and they're going to be awesome. You're not going to want to miss those. Finally, we get to Q4 and the holiday season. My goal for October, November, and December is honestly to still be putting up YouTube videos and having a good time doing it. This is the point where if y'all are interested, maybe I'll make some merch like a coffee cup, or for me, a flat build hat would be something I'd actually wear. Some of you suggested it, and I've seen others 3D print casts for retaining wall blocks, which look pretty cool, so maybe around now is when I'll do something like that. But this is kind of the end of where I've planned out in my mind for specific projects. I'm sure between now and then I'll think of other things I can do to expand. I've got a whole backyard which could involve some pretty cool logistics and filming to get a remote mine started back there. If you guys have any ideas what else should go into my tiny construction site, definitely let me know down in the comments. Drop a like if you're looking forward to this journey of mine, and thanks for watching.